It's going to be very interesting. Colt Cabana, and it's going to get the tag as he's going to be in with Briscoe. These two men have met several times, usually the tag team title on the line. Well, both men trying to make the name for themselves in singles competition. And Colt Cabana, interesting stretch here.
And Mark Briscoe, he needs to prove something to Colt Cabana as the Second City Saints have defeated the Briscoes for the tag team titles not just once, but twice at Reborn Stage 2 and Round Robin Challenge 3. And now it's time for the Contenders Ring. I've finally been told what it is. It will be the new way that ROH determines contenders for its titles. There is no longer top 5 rankings or even a ranking system. Basically, there is a staff that voted on the top 5 rankings. That same staff will vote for the Contenders Ring. The athletes in the Contenders Ring will not be in any order. And in order to be in the Contenders Ring, you have to get named on 75% of the ballots. So basically, it's kind of like a Hall of Fame voting, kind of like in Major League Baseball or in the Wrestling Observer, where you have to get named on a certain amount of ballots. You are in the Contenders Ring, and it's just prestigious to be mentioned in that because only the elite are going to be in the Contenders Ring. The voting is going to be determined by recent won-loss record, your availability in ROH, your inherent skill, and your quality of opposition. So only the top few men will make it into the Contender Circle, and no doubt the winner of this one will be one of the top athletes in the Contender Circle.
So the way you describe it, and what an interesting contest, you're going to be rewarded for getting the toughest possible opponent. So somebody like Hydro, who challenged CM Punk and had a terrific match, and a close loss with CM Punk, actually gets helped more than somebody that, say, would have won against a lesser opponent.
Right about that, Mark Nolte. And in order to get named on 75% of the ballots, you really have to accomplish something. I'm sure we're going to see controversy. I'm sure we're going to see wins and losses really mean something. And more importantly, there could be maybe even only one person in the Contender Circle. There could be 0 people in the Contender Circle, or there could be 10 people in the Contenders Ring.
Now, so once that happens, it'll be how do you determine who's going to get the title shot at Samoa Joe or whoever is the ROH champion?
At that point, it'll be up to the matchmakers. But in order to qualify to be eligible for a title match, you have to be in the Contenders Ring.
Well, you're looking at 6 people right here that all had impressive wins tonight. So theoretically, all 6 of these men and CM Punk could be in the Contender Circle at the end of the night.
They very well could be in the Contenders Ring. No doubt about that, but at the same time, if you lose in this match, that might be enough to get you knocked off a couple of ballots. You might end up being on 70% of the ballots, and that won't be enough to be in the Contenders Ring.
Right now, it's Bryan Danielson and Mark Briscoe. And he's going to come up, grab that reverse chin lock, almost going for the chicken wing, trying to get the chicken wing locked in. If he gets the chicken wing locked in, this could be a quick, he's going to make quick work of Mark Briscoe. Remember, Mark Briscoe against Alex Shelley earlier took a lot of punishment to his neck. So this is the perfect move to try to take Mark Briscoe out of this match.
It should be noted, we have been caught at the Contenders Ring. The name might be changed to the Contender Circle. That's why we've called it the Contender Circle a couple of times. We're playing around with the name. It is a new concept. So it might be a give or take. We might change a percent of the ballots you need to be on. There might be a couple of changes. It is a work in process. But by the end of July, after ROH Reborn completion and the Death Before Dishonor weekend in Milwaukee and Chicago, we will have everything set with the Contenders Ring or Contender Circle, whatever it may be called. A new concept and how we're going to determine who is the elite here in ROH. No top 5 rankings. No rankings that are questionable. Either you're in it or you're out of it. And if you're in it, that's going to be an accomplishment within itself.
So no more mystery rankings.
Right about that. It's going to be clear cut who's the challengers for the titles. And then at that point, the matchmakers, they'll have their choice of who they want to be the challengers for either the pure title or the world title.
Spinning toe hold by Samoa Joe. Mark Briscoe makes it to the ropes. Mark Briscoe had actually tagged out. Austin Aries comes back in, makes quick contact with Bryan Danielson, doesn't even lock up with him, and tags Mark Briscoe right back into the match. Now Mark Briscoe, Colt Cabana wants a piece of Samoa Joe to the point point that he's going to give a reprieve to Martin Briscoe. That's an interesting strategy, right? Oh, goodness. Then tags Homicide.
And listen to this crowd. They want to see Homicide and Samoa Joe go at it. Samoa Joe said he's going to finish Homicide by July. You can finish him right here. The most intense issue in ROH. Oh, and Homicide played mind games, tags and Austin Aries.
Boy, all the talk by Homicide that he wants Samoa Joe so bad, his first opportunity, he's going to tag in Austin Aries. That's a little disappointing.
Going back to the contenders ring or contenders circle, going back to that concept, you might see matches among the men in that to see who gets a challenge for one of the titles. You might see someone in the contenders ring or circle perhaps getting challenged by someone outside of it with their spot in that being on the line there. A lot of interesting possibilities that we're going to see come out of this. It's going to make things very interesting in the future here in ROH.
Well, and you know, I really like the fact that the quality of competition is going to play such an important role. You know, it's like in NASCAR, their point system where they're rewarding people for winning, and it's the same way here. You know, you can't just coast by. You've got to constantly challenge yourself by taking on better and better opponents to stay in the contender circle.
And I also have to mention that a new code of honor will be announced on the very next show. That'll be very interesting as Samoa Joe lighting up Austin Aries. And real quick, I do have to pay the bills. I'll do it after we see what happens here. Pinning combination. No. Austin Aries takes out the world champion, does it again with those Japanese-style arm drags, and staggers him with a drop kick. The explosive Austin Aries looking great here. Joe turning the tables, no. And there's that crucifix. Oh, but he does it with such impact.
Almost a crucifix driver. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Austin Aries very proud of the fact that he gets planted the world champion. But Austin Aries probably wisely a little slow in following up his advantage, and just gets dropped there by Samoa Joe.
And I do have to mention the new Ring of Honor video company, home release company. Lots of different promotions will be carried from it. Interviews, lots of different merchandise from Japan, figures, t-shirts, you name it, as Samoa Joe and Homicide having words with each other. And the new number, hold on, what's this? It's the rolling cradle there by Samoa Joe.
That is an Oklahoma roll. Danny Hodge made this hold famous in the 60s and 70s.
And there's a count, just a 2 count. But the new phone number, 215-781-2500 as Colt Cabana comes in. Again, 215-781-2500. The new address, P.O. Box 1127, Bristol, PA 19007. That's Ring of Honor Wrestling.
It's going to be Martin Briscoe squaring off once again against Colt Cabana. You know, and these two, you know, Martin Briscoe, a win here probably wouldn't hurt their chances of getting another shot at those tag team championships held by CM Punk and Cabana.
No doubt about that. You've been a champion here in ROH, and you're going to get a title shot. Cabana now working that arm, driving the knee into the ear and the neck of Mark Briscoe. And I can't wait to see what this new code of honor is all about.
If there's something in it about arrogance and acting like a jackass, then CM Punk will do real well.
No doubt about that. As there's Colt Cabana continuing the assault on the arm of Mark Briscoe.
Boy, turning your back on Mark Briscoe, always a mistake. Yeah, I've seen the Briscoes outmanned, but I don't know if I've ever seen them, I've never seen them back up from a fight.
Only a 2 count right there. You figure all these men are coming in with some bruises, some aches, some pains from their earlier matches, and might not take a lot to beat them.
Well, the guys that are probably the freshest are Cabana and Danielson, who tags himself in. Boy, what a showcase of submissions and stretches and hooks we saw from Danielson earlier.
Let's see if he can do it again in this one. Mark Briscoe, of course, he has an injured neck going into this one. Homicide took a beating from Jay Briscoe. Samoa Joe had a tough match against Matt Striker. And Cabana and Bryan Danielson, they probably did have the 2 easiest qualifying matches as they took the least amount of punishment.
But that being said, it was Cabana who still has to be suffering the effects from that brutal burning hammer into the table by Dan Moff on the last show. His neck folded up like an accordion.
It was scary. That was one of the nastiest things I've ever seen in ROH history. And of course, don't forget Austin Aries. He had that tough tag match, but came out of it pretty much unscathed.
Well, and look at Danielson. You can tell that he has a scouting report on his opponent because he's going right after that potentially weakened neck of Colt Cabana.
Colt Cabana, he says he has that devastating new finish. Was it that pinning combination? I don't think that's too devastating, but Trent Acid was obviously stuck in it and had nowhere to go. He couldn't get out of it. Perhaps that was it. I mean, we'll see. Maybe he's able to hit that devastating new finish in this match. Maybe that'll make him the winner of Survival of the Fittest.
Well, when I saw it used before, they called it the Perenni Roll, named after its originator, the great Lorenzo Perenni. Basically, all it is it's a half Nelson with a near leg grapevine, rolling through and rolling through.
And we have Homicide and Mark Briscoe. There's a little heat between these two after what we saw earlier, and Homicide's just choking Mark Briscoe out, and Mark's firing back. These two are definitely raising the ire of each other, and we might have an issue developing here between Homicide and the Briscoes.
And I guarantee you this, the Briscoes won't back up. They know how dangerous Homicide is. They know how devastating he can be. But the Briscoes will not be intimidated.
And once again, Homicide trying to choke Mark. Ref Hansen pushing him off. Good officiating there.
This match is living up to the hype. Sometimes you get these main events, especially when you build up to a new event like this, and you don't know how it's going to turn out. Sometimes, it doesn't live up to the hype. This does. Now Homicide kicking Mark Briscoe over to the corner of Samoa Joe, acting like he wants Samoa Joe to tag. And I know she doesn't let Briscoe get too close.
Samoa Joe and Homicide, they outright hate each other. Samoa Joe, he drops Mark Briscoe with that DDT with his feet hanging on the rope. That's all impact on that bad neck. We got a cover. And a cocky cover at that.
Well, I don't think he really meant to pin Mark Briscoe there as much as he meant to taunt Samoa Joe.
And that's exactly what he's doing, taunting the ROH World Champion. Samoa Joe said this issue with Homicide is going to end with ROH's biggest month ever, July, with 3 huge shows. Death Before Dishonor weekend in Milwaukee and Chicago, and ROH Reborn completion at the Rexplex in Elizabeth, New Jersey.
We saw an 1-hour time limit draw on our last event. When you got 6 athletes of this caliber and this well-conditioned, how long is this match going to go?
There is no telling. But look at Bryan Danielson now. What a beautiful, unique submission. And with a bridge for extra leverage and pressure.
All that pressure on the knee of Mark Briscoe with that knee. Almost a single leg figure 4 with a high bridge. And when he's doing that, the fulcrum and the leverage go right up against the knee.
Mark Briscoe in a world of pain. Ref Hansen seeing if he wants to give. What an arc right there in that bridge.
Boy, Mark Briscoe may be the quickest man in the ring, and he's taking the feet away from the fastest man in the ring.
I would have to say Mark Briscoe has absolutely no chance in this one right now, as he has an injured knee and an injured neck. Austin Aries coming in as the Briscoe Generation Next rivalry is renewed right here.
Boy, Austin Aries' eyes lit up when he got an opportunity to come in fresh against an injured Mark Briscoe.
And did you see Briscoe when he landed on that leapfrog, clutch the knee? And Austin Aries taking full advantage of it. And there's Samoa Joe tagging himself in. And he is peppering Aries before laying that huge enziguri. And now it's Joe and Homicide.
Overhead release suplex.
And Joe's fired up. And Bryan Danielson picking his spot. He wants out the world champion, and he just took his chance. And now Sales of the tope on Briscoe.
Boy, Bryan Danielson has come into this match incredibly focused.
The winner of this one's going to set the tone in the contender circle for the contender's ring. Austin Aries sails over the top rope. Beautifully done by Aries. And Joe is going to sail. And Colt Cabana cuts him off from behind. Whips from Samoa Joe. Joe hangs on. In comes Cabana. Up and over. Perhaps Cabana looking for the insane moonsault. But here Joe. Sunset flip. And Cabana just pinned the world champion.
Sunset flip over the top rope. That was it?
I'm in shock. Colt Cabana has pinned the world champion. Samoa Joe is the first man out.
He beat Samoa Joe with a sunset flip over the top rope. Colt Cabana now facing Homicide.
Colt Cabana did what CM Punk couldn't do in 60 minutes.
That's not going to lead to a little tension later on, is it?
We'll see if the Saints really are a team. One half of the ROH Tag Team Champions has pinned the world champion. I cannot believe it. And Colt Cabana riding that burst of adrenaline and momentum and taking it to Homicide now.
I'm not sure Colt Cabana believes it.
I'm sure that Samoa Joe can't believe it. He was the first man out at Survival of the Fittest after going 60 minutes on the last show. And Cabana now taking Homicide. And he plants Homicide with a bulldog. Similar to what Homicide did to Mark Briscoe. Oh! Could you imagine if Colt Cabana pinned Samoa Joe and then Homicide this quickly?
I think we may have our first entrance into the Contenders ring. Or Contenders Circle.
You're right about that. Colt Cabana, he just earned himself a future title shot by pinning the world champion. Oh, Homicide nailed that lariat!
He decapitates him.
We got it covered! No hands and such an illegal. Mark tagged himself in. Shooting star! Mark's been people that before, and he just pinned Colt Cabana!
Boy, the highs and lows of an elimination match like this. You beat the world champion, and less than 3 minutes later, you find yourself heading to the locker room.
Colt Cabana just took 2 finishers. It took 2 finishers to defeat Colt Cabana, who just pinned the world champion. You know what? Colt Cabana might not win this match, but this is definitely a successful night for him. No doubt about that.
Oh, without question. A pinfall over the world champion. He's got to be in the Contender Circle.
No doubt about that, but Mark now going at it with Homicide, trying to get the quick pin there.
Can we have Homicide? We have Mark Briscoe representing the Briscoes. We have Bryan Danielson.
And Austin Aries at Generation Next. Low blow by Homicide. Bow driver right on the neck.
That injured neck.
Cover. Oh, somehow Mark kicked out. We are down to the final 4.
We know that someone other than the world champion is going to win this. You've got CM Punk, who went to an hour time limit draw on the last event. Homicide still claims he's the #1 contender. Colt Cabana can now make a case that he's the #1 contender. If someone other than Homicide wins this, then you're going to have the 4th claimant to a #1 contendership.
Ooh, things are getting very interesting. He's going for that ace crusher. Mark Briscoe trying to hold on. Pushes Homicide off. Flying body press, next to the cover.
Nice cross body by Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe, of everybody in the ring, is probably the most at home with the aerial moves and coming off the ropes.
And Homicide took a beating from Jay earlier. He's got to be soft. He's got to be susceptible for a big move, putting his shoulders to the mat. And a snap German suplex, but Mark not able to hold the bridge. Both men counted down. Both men pinned. Mark Briscoe with that injured knee and neck, not able to hold the bridge. And Homicide, after the beating he took earlier tonight, not able to kick out. Both men are eliminated. Mark Briscoe and Homicide double pin.
How disappointing must that be for Mark Briscoe? He initiated the move. He actually beat Homicide, but because he couldn't hold the bridge, he has to go out too.
Wow, that's an upset. Mark Briscoe beating Homicide. Not a big upset, but definitely a slight upset, and Homicide can't believe it.
Oh, don't push Homicide.
Oh, he's going to snap again.
Oh, that's a thou shalt not.
The demon has risen. Homicide and Mark Briscoe, they're going out on the floor. They don't care if they're just eliminated. Oh, I can feel the heat between Homicide and Mark Briscoe right now.
I think that Mark Briscoe just saved that referee's life.
And Jay Briscoe out there now. The Briscoes are brawling with the Rottweilers.
Yeah, I don't see Julius Most jumping in the middle of this very quickly either. oh, hold me back, hold me back, hold me back.
Well, the Briscoes went to the limit with the van of pimples, remember, for the Rottweilers are reborn stage 1, and now they're taking it to the Rottweilers, and they're crawling to the locker room. And we're down to 2 men. Austin Aries and Generation Next, the wrestling machine, against the complete wrestler, Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon. We got the new generation of ROH against one of the men who put ROH on the map.
Is it fair to refer to Bryan Danielson as stoic? Great concentration, great intensity. Now the referee wants to get Austin Aries into the ring to get this thing started.
Austin Aries definitely taking the time, perhaps planning a strategy. If Generation Next is really going to take all the top spots and be main event players here in ROH, Austin Aries has to defeat someone like Bryan Danielson and win survival of the fittest. Bryan Danielson, he wants that title shot at Samoa Joe so bad. In order to get at the world title, he has to win this match.
Austin Aries, one of the few men anywhere that can match Bryan Danielson's skill on the mat.
Both men cautiously with a lockup.
Reverse waist lock. Now it looks like it's going to be a tight ride by Danielson. And unable to sit out, or not even much of an attempt to sit out, Aries is just going to go ahead and go for the rope break. Now it's going to be interesting to see Austin Aries. Is he going to try? Is he going to try to reversal? Is he going to give up the ride again and try to sit out?
Aries with a cocky swagger though, showing Bryan Danielson he's not intimidated by him. Danielson now wrenching in with that rear chin lock.
And look at the textbook. He's just plants those 2 forearms across the face. Now he's going to split the arms. Key lock. Bars the elbow. And he's going to bar both elbows. And there's nowhere to go. He's probably got the wrist locked. We can't see from this vantage point. But he bars the elbows and has the wrist locked, then just drops him.
You know what, you also have 2 guys that are relatively fresh going into this match.
Boy, Austin Aries isn't fresh now, I promise that.
Yeah, he had to retreat to the ropes. And you notice Bryan Danielson, little intimidation factor, trying to kick Austin Aries. Before, when Aries was in the rope, Danielson slapped the back of his head. Danielson will always play those little intimidation games.
I think Aries needs to stick and move here. I think Aries needs to look for the opening, hit some suplex. Aries is probably just a little bit more explosive than Danielson, but we've seen Danielson probably the better of the 2 as a mat technician.
1 month ago, Generation Next exploded on the scene here in ROH with that 40-plus minute classic and that 8-man tag. Since then, they've wreaked havoc. They proved to be a renegade group with one purpose, to take all the top spots and become main event players here in ROH. And in order to do that, Austin Aries needs to score the win here. Bryan Danielson trying for counter mutilation now, not able to get it, and turns this into a modified camel clutch. Aries trying to push those arms, those hands away from his face and break the hold.
Every time they've locked up, Danielson has been able to ride Aries into whatever position he wanted to get him into. Aries hasn't been able to sit out, hasn't been able to escape, except to get to the ropes. And now it looks like he's going to get that, he's going to trap that leg, trap the ankle. And look at Danielson, goes right back to the chin to take the ankle away. You know, Aries, you know, it's a struggle right here. Aries is trying to keep that ankle grapevine, and I think the referee may be calling for Danielson to break. May have that a little bit too close to a choke.
I have to admit something, Mark. I would love to see the ROH World title around the waist of Bryan Danielson.
There is a cut, and it looks like a reasonably deep cut over the right ear of Danielson.
Interesting. I wonder how he has sustained that. That shows you the intensity that these guys are grappling with.
And now for the first time, it's, you know, Aries with the ride, and it's going to be Danielson going to the ropes.
And look at Aries slapping the back of the head of Bryan Danielson, similar to what Danielson did to him earlier, showing that he's not going to be intimidated by a man who's definitely going to be in the ROH Hall of Fame one day when that takes place years from now. A man who's definitely set the course for ROH and made ROH's reputation, Bryan Danielson.
Did you see that big scratch and that blood over the right ear?
Definitely, I noticed that. Good eye pointing that out. These men fighting with such intensity here. They want to be in line for a title shot. Aries wants to make his name, and he would definitely do that if he's able to defeat Bryan Danielson. Danielson trying to solidify a spot as the top player here in ROH.
Well, you know, we've been talking about this whole match and this whole night, all the people that can make a claim they deserve the next shot at the ROH champion. And the winner of this match, if you could say, I walked into a ring with Samoa Joe, Homicide, Colt Cabana, Mark Briscoe, Bryan Danielson, and Austin Aries, and I was the one that got my hand raised. That's a pretty strong case that you need to get an immediate title shot.
That's why this is going to be an annual event, Survival is Fittest. It's so prestigious to win this.
Double underhook now by Danielson. Plants him with the suplex, immediately floats over.
And just look at that look of scorn and intensity on the face of Bryan Danielson. This is a man who wants that world title around his waist. Oh, what a European uppercut. And Aries fighting back somehow.
Look, you can take your criticisms of Austin Aries' attitude, and a lot of them will be well-founded. There is nothing wrong with Austin Aries as a competitor.
Danielson catches him there. Aries trying to use that as his explosiveness, but he paid the price as Danielson knew what was coming and nailed that drop kick.
Danielson has Aries well scouted, apparently.
Austin Aries, he is the complete package. He can fly, he can mat wrestle, he has the high impact moves. Can he use it to defeat someone like Bryan Danielson?
Reverse step over toe hold. He's got the legs crossed. A modified crossover STF, if you will.
Too close to the ropes. And look at Austin Aries clutching those ropes for dear life.
Wants to make sure he gets that rope break. I don't blame him. He was wrapped up like a pretzel.
Danielson trying to stay on top of him. Ref Hansen doing a great job keeping control in this one.
Well, he really has, and especially when you consider the 6 athletes that he's had to deal with. Crotch hold left, plants him with a body slam. Bryan Danielson now measuring him, drops the knee over to the side of the head.
Pinpoint accuracy. Right into the rib cage. That'll make it difficult to breathe.
Double reverse toe hold, plants the knee into the back, and now it's going to come up and basically just grab a crossface, and now he's going to let go of the double toe hold.
Danielson driving that leg into the back of Austin Aries, increasing the torque in Aries' back. Ref Hansen right on top of it to see if Aries wants to give. It's going to take a lot more than that, and Aries is biting Danielson. That's desperation right there.
Boy, you've got to figure out a way out of that.
Boy, I tell you, oh, look at that. Aries coming up with the arm and drops a knee on it. Austin Aries is taking everything. Danielson is dishing out and fighting back. Oh, and look at that European uppercut.
Danielson has been so impressive tonight.
He's always impressive, Mark. This is a man that made ROH's reputation. And Aries using the explosiveness and scoring this time. Connecting with that drop kick, and Danielson is in a bad position.
Well, and that's the great thing about Austin Aries. When you've got a guy this explosive, you know, Austin Aries can, you know, it gives you an opportunity to wrestle from behind because all you have to do is hit one big move and you're right back in the match.
Oh, and last stiff drop kick to the back of the head of Danielson.
Now Austin Aries.
Danielson clutching at that knee. Perhaps sustaining an injury there while he's hanging in the ropes. Of course, that's just a steel cable. And that'll really dig at your knee if you're hanging in a position like that. Austin Aries not hesitating to follow up. Similar to what we saw in the tag team match earlier tonight. Generation Next not afraid to go to the floor.
Well, and this may be an area where Austin Aries has the advantage. You know, we've seen that he does not have any advantage whatsoever on the mat.
Well, that whip into that steel will definitely give you an advantage.
The referee doing a good job trying to get this match back in the ring.
Of course, no countouts in ROH, but if you are out there too long, the referee can disqualify you. And now Austin Aries going for the whip in again. And once again, it connects.
Right into the ribs.
Danielson hard into the steel.
Have you ever had your ribs hurt? Have you ever had a broken rib or bruised ribs?
Oh, it just hurts when even when you laugh, when you breathe.
When you breathe. If you try to draw a deep breath like all these guys are having to do right now.
And Danielson definitely in trouble on the floor.
Well, I thought for a minute there, I thought Aries might be trying to fly, but that'd be a long trip. You'd have to have a stewardess for that flight.
Aries now taking Danielson back into the ring. Aries getting a first real advantage here. Slingshots himself in with a splash. Good for a 2 count.
Had that front leg hook, that's how you want to do it. We've talked about how technically sound Bryan Danielson is. Austin Aries may be just as sound in his own way. Drop kick into the corner, nowhere to go for Danielson. Now a drop kick to the back of the head following the snapmare, hooks the front leg.
Aries so effective with those drop kicks in this match, hitting them from a plethora of different positions.
And look at every one of his covers have counted. Never a sloppy cover by Aries. Always has the leg hook. Always has the pressure on the chest and the shoulders. It takes a wrestler the caliber of Bryan Danielson to be kicking out of the combinations that Aries is hitting him with.
Aries is a wrestling machine. And he could score the biggest win of Generation X young ROH career right here. Connects with a back elbow. Beautiful flying elbow. Good for a 2 count.
Austin Aries isn't quick, he's sudden. Now Austin Aries showing just a little bit of frustration.
And Danielson firing back with a headbutt to the abdomen.
Well, you don't need to give Bryan Danielson much of an opening at all.
He'll take advantage of anything. This man is so awesome in the ring. Oh, unleashes a big shot.
Now Danielson grounding the match, which is where he has the advantage.
And Danielson now taking it to Austin Aries. Fighting back in this back and forth contest. Who's going to win the first annual Survival of the Fittest? They'll be the answer to that trivia question. They'll be in the record books forever.
You make a great point. There's going to be more great matches like this, and there's going to be more great winners, but there's only going to be one first champion.
And a huge back elbow connects on the chin of Aries.
Takes Aries all the way to the apron. Now Danielson looks like he wants to suplex him back into the ring. Aries uses the ropes to block. Very nice counter by Austin Aries.
Beautifully done. Aries still fighting. Those punches to the gut effective. And he takes Danielson to the floor with a suplex. Danielson clutching at that knee. Perhaps he landed wrong on it. But there's no right way to land when you're going to the floor like that.
Boy, there's some ways worse than others, and landing on your knee counts as one of the worst than others. Now Aries is going to measure Danielson from the apron.
Cactus Jack style elbow, and I see a lot of blood on Austin Aries.
Truth or consequences? Well, I think he hit it with that elbow probably right on the ear.
Let's go, Dragon!
I believe it's the chin mark. Austin Aries' chin is split wide open.
This has been as much of a high-impact match as we expected it to be, and Aries and Danielson are representing themselves well as the two finalists. Both just tremendous technical wrestlers. Now he's going to block the leg shin buster into a backdrop suplex. Austin Aries, not only is he explosive, but he's explosive in combinations.
He's signaling for that 450. He pins everybody with it. It could be all over if he connects. Oh, Bryan Danielson moves, but Aries lands on his feet and gets taken, his head taken off.
Boy, this crowd is just electric. What a match they're seeing.
You have one of their all-time favorites, Bryan Danielson, against a potential new superstar in Austin Aries. You have to be here live to experience something like this.
Just explodes with a clothesline, decapitates Aries. That's gonna be it. Hooks the back leg. No! Danielson immediately falls up to him with his advantage with a full Nelson.
Dragon suplex.
And with the high bridge. No!
And he's going for cattle mutilation. Yes, this is the move that defeated Loki in the match of the year at Round Robin Challenge, his second ever ROH show. It made Loki, the ROH legend, pass out. Can Austin Aries get out of it? And look at him, getting to his feet. Wow, Austin Aries got out of cattle mutilation with that split open chin. And he turns it into that rings of Saturn with the fish hook. Look at him, fish hook in the mouth of Bryan Danielson. And he keeps the submission on. Danielson fighting for his life. Could you imagine if Austin Aries makes Danielson pass out or submit?
Aries keeps going back to the hold. He's got Danielson blocked. Danielson with the last ounce of strength gets to the ropes.
Aries has absolutely a vicious cut opened up on his chin. That thing is split open from the numerous blows on the chin.
I don't think Austin Aries is a potential superstar. After this effort, you can take the potential off that tag.
You're 100% right about that, Mark. And what a tough individual, unfazed by that bust open chin, going for the brainbuster. Danielson with a knee to the head blocks it. That cut is just split open. It started as a minor cut and it's just split open. Danielson gets right out of the brainbuster. Oh, an elbow.
Austin Aries has the momentum here. Austin Aries is feeling it.
He hits it. Cover. Aries is so close. He's so close to getting the biggest victory of his career. He's signaling for the 450 again. He pulled Danielson into the corner. With that split open chin and all, here it comes. If he hits it, it's over. Oh, Danielson gets the knees up.
Danielson has that move scouted.
Both men are down though.
Both men have used their biggest finishing moves, and neither man has been able to get a victory.
They call this survival of the fittest for a reason, and we're witnessing why right here. What a headbutt. Oh, and Aries returns the favor. Danielson lunges in with another headbutt.
See, my head hurts just watching this. Huge forearm by Danielson. The counter by Aries.
What a struggle, what a fight we're seeing here.
You know, Bryan Danielson has come in as advertised, and Austin Aries is taking him to the limit of his considerable ability.
Austin Aries had started out with a small cut, and Bryan Danielson just opened it up with shot after shot to the chin. And now, what's this scooping him up for a body slam, a second one?
He's going to go for the third one. Connects it.
Oh, those are the hardest hitting body slams I've ever seen.
The fourth one, this time, Aries counterbalances, hits the forearm. Now Aries is going to hook the head. Now Danielson's
roaring forearm!
Spinning into the forearm. Danielson cannot follow up. What an incredible battle.
That might have landed right on the chin. Aries might be out. Cover! Aries grabs the ropes and saves the match for himself. Danielson can't believe it.
You can call last event's match of the year. I think this one gets my vote.
Unbelievable what we're seeing. I agree with you, Mark. Once again, Danielson now going for the high impact move. Lands Austin Aries on the top rope. Let's see what he follows up with. Normally he goes for a back suplex in this position. It looks like that might be his plan right here. Yes, he scores with it. Turns him over. Cover. And Aries somehow kicks out. This is one of the toughest individuals I've ever seen. And Danielson goes back to the body slam.
The master of the basics, Bryan Danielson. This crowd has come unglued. Small package.
Oh, so close. Oh, right on the split open chin of Austin Aries.
Crotch hold left. Plants him with yet another body slam.
And that's so punishing on the lower back.
Bear hug. And from here, Danielson can do a myriad of things.
I haven't seen the bear hug used effectively in years. And Danielson's doing it, driving his shoulder into the upper chest of Aries and pulling in with his hands, torquing the back of Austin Aries.
Remember those dozen body slams we saw earlier. This is what this leads to. You can effectively use the bear hug from here.
And Aries struggling, doing anything he can to get out.
Well, look at Aries try to turn sideways.
And he's trying to put his hands in there, trying to bridge it. No, Danielson knocks him out with that headbutt.
But he's got his body turned where it's taking some of the pressure off the ribs.
Oh, this is what he beat Jack Evans with. And let's see if Aries can make it to the ropes. That's his only chance, maybe. And Danielson turns it over. Aries is close to the ropes. Can he make it? Can he do it? Can the Generation Next member make it? Oh, Danielson pulls him into the